All right. Well, welcome to the podcast, Kelly. I'm so excited to have you here. If you could just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting to be on your pod. So, my name's Kelly. I'm a spiritual mindset coach, and my work is an energetic permission slip for you to fully and completely step into who you authentically are, living in complete alignment with your soul purpose unapologetically. So, we create unfuckwithable self worth, as we were talking about before we hit record. And we also allow you to come into feeling so solid in your energetic foundation, in your energetic frequency, to allow manifestations, your deepest desires to flow in with ease and get yourself out of resistance and into a state of allowing.
I love that so much. It all sounds like so juicy. I want to be a part of it. And I also want everyone listening to know that, they're capable to live this unapologetic life as well and fully
Mhm,
as themselves, being genuine, showing up for what feels good for them. And so
mhm,
I just love what you're doing. And I'm like, I need to learn more. I need to
mhm,
I've been kind of playing with manifesting and I've been kind of playing with like abundance mindset and I'm like learning, I'm like, I want to be open to it. I want to learn how to do this. I know it's possible. But
mhm.
then sometimes like I feel like I choke it, I'm like,
Yep,
oh, I hold on so tight. I'm like, I
yep,
want it. Okay, wait, that I can't. That's not how you get it. Like I gotta
yes,
release. And
yes,
it's such a like balancing act and such like a dance for me.
it is.
So yeah, tell me more. Like how do you move from like not really knowing what this is all about, like not really sure to
Mhm.
like allowing yourself to step in to that life?
Yes, love this. So, I would say when I started this journey, it was so exciting. I was like, oh my God, you can be the co creator of your life. You can work with the universe. You can manifest your deepest desires. Holy shit. I had no idea that this was in my hands and this is up to me. This is amazing. So,
Yeah.
because I was so excited and so curious, I was on Pinterest all the effing time. I was on Instagram all the time, just like absorbing all of this knowledge. And kind of like you said, I was overwhelming myself and adding in all of these steps, all of these to-dos and making it like a really fucking hard process that felt like I was drowning.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I thought this was supposed to be easy and this is really hard. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to introduce that for those who are in the spiritual manifestation world or just dipping their toes in. If you feel overwhelmed right now, it's okay. I'm going to validate that because there is so much information out there. And because that's the way I started, and I overwhelmed my system, I overwhelmed my energetic frequency, I overwhelmed my subconscious. Little did I know I was placing myself in resistance. Little
Mhm.
did I know I was operating out of this state of like blocking myself, right? Because I was trying so hard to make something happen. And with manifesting, with working with the universe, I didn't know it's actually so simple. It's so simple. We are the ones who just made it hard. And so, one thing I like to ask my clients and BBC members and in my group coaching, like, are you in this state of you are either just like, okay, I'm living my life, enjoying my life. I know my manifestations are on their way to me. I know they're coming, so I can just enjoy myself. Or are you focusing on the absence of it? Right. And so many of us are focusing on the absence of our manifestations, right? It's not here. It's not here yet. Where is my dream relationship? Where is the dream board car? Where is, or vision board car? Where is my dream house? Where is the money? Where is the abundance? Where are the clients? Where are the sales? Where is it? And we're so focused on the absence of it, right? When we're focused on the absence of it, our underlying energetic frequency is literally in this state of disappointment, frustration, bitterness, not feeling enough, not feeling worthy enough, and then not feeling good enough for our manifestations, which puts us in this almost like perpetual cycle of just not enough, lack, struggle, right? And then
Yeah.
we feel like I am meant to struggle. Life is meant to be hard. And that's not true. It's just what our underlying energetic frequency are operating out of and what we are emitting and expressing to the universe.
Okay. Yes. That makes so much sense. It's like I get it, but then like I think about myself and I have definitely done that too. Like overwhelmed myself
Yep.
and then I'm just like you're stressing so much about the thing. And then I'm like, okay, well maybe I need to write, I need to journal it. I need to write it. I need to do this.
Mhm.
I need the pictures, the vision board, all of that
Yeah.
because like I'm trying to put it out there. But then you are you're so tight on it that you're not allowing for it to come in the way that it needs to or the way that it should because you think it's going to
Mhm.
happen XYZ, like one certain way. Okay,
Mhm.
that makes so much sense. But then it's like, it seems simple, but not easy. Like, not like very
Mhm.
hard to like actually let go for some people.
Mhm.
Like, how do you even train yourself to allow like I'm thinking like if I let go and I don't have like a plan and I don't,
Mhm.
write it down and have my journal and like have my calendar and then
Yep.
like how is it going to just magically come, you know?
Yes. Yes, I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm like that too. I'm like, I need to do something. I need to
Yes.
do more, try harder in order to receive.
Yes.
And that right there, right? You're like, "Yes, I feel that." That right there is just a conditioned belief, and it's just conditioning around how we believe that we need to do more in order to receive more. I need to work harder in order to receive more money. I need to try harder in order to receive this healthy romantic relationship that I'm calling in for myself. And what's so interesting is that we grew up hearing like, do this, achieve this, receive this, then you can be happy. Then you can be abundant. And all of that is just conditioning. And it's not about the doing, it's about the being. And like that for me was such a mind fuck. And that was so hard for me to detach from that conditioning of the doing and coming into, wow, really? When I just allow myself to, and I'll give you a step by step process with this because as humans, we like to have steps, we like to
Yes.
have a process.
I need a guide. I need a checklist. Yes.
Yes, we're going to go through it.
Okay.
But it's like, oh my God, seriously? I just get to be, I get to focus on feeling the frequency, allowing my energetic, since your energy is leading, to speak for me. That communicates to the universe. And then I allow myself to energetically open up to receive the flow of my manifestations come in. Really, it's that easy. And then we're like, no, it should be harder. No, I think I have to try more and like, I don't know, work harder and burn out in order to get this effing thing.
Yeah,
Right. So
absolutely.
I can go through a simple step process with us for those who are for those who are new to manifestation. And for me, I've been on this manifestation journey for years. And this simple process is like, oh, wow, that's so much easier than I thought. Right. So
Yeah, I
you
would love
actually,
that.
yeah, you actually get to do less in order to receive more. It's like, wow, who would have thunk? So what you get to do is first see what kind of thoughts and beliefs am I having around not only my manifestations, but around myself.
Mm.
Right. And this is where you get to get really honest with yourself. So check in with your thoughts. What are you thinking on repeat? Because beliefs are literally just thoughts, habitual thoughts on repeat. And so many of us are hypnotized by old thought forms. So if you have this thought that's saying, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve true love, I don't deserve wealth, I don't deserve a successful business. If you're either knowingly or unknowingly thinking that thought on repeat, it's going to turn into a belief, right? So it's like, what beliefs do I have? Do I hold about myself? And what beliefs do I have? And am I holding around my ability to manifest, my ability to receive? Maybe I truly believe it's meant to be hard. Maybe I believe I'm meant to struggle. Okay. I'm having that thought. I'm having that belief. It's okay. That doesn't mean I'm a bad person. That doesn't mean that I'm a fuck up. That doesn't mean anything about me. We get to just hold space for that. And then after, and this is a huge, huge shift. You don't have to be like, okay, I'm having this thought. Oh no, I'm in the wrong. I have to change my thought. I have to be positive for my manifestation to come. No, you just get to be aware. When you are
Mm,
aware of your thoughts, you can see it as, okay, I'm having this thought that's all about struggle, not feeling enough, not feeling worthy enough, not valuing myself or seeing myself. I'm going to separate myself from that thought. See it as a different being, a different entity, whatever. You can like name them if you want. It's separate from you. It's not you. You no longer have to identify as that thought. I am aware. Let me take a breath and then let me invite in a new thought, right? Let me
mhm,
invite in a new thought of, I am so fucking worthy. I am worthy because I am. I deserve joy. I deserve abundance. Abundance is me. Money is me. I am so effing lovable, whatever it is. Feel into those thoughts. Those thoughts, like I said, on repeat will turn into a new belief for you. So that's step number one. Be so aware of your thoughts. Awareness is key to manifesting because it places you back into the seat of the creator. Your
mm.
thoughts don't have control over you unless you give them control and give them power,
Oh, that's
right?
so good. That's so good. And it's like, it's simple enough to where every time, you get that trigger, you can go back to, okay, like that's gonna be fine. That's over
Yep.
there. Let me think about something else. Let me like reprogram my thought process and my mind. And over and over, like maybe you don't have those thoughts as often, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're still gonna come, but like
Yep.
you're like kind of retraining your brain. You're retraining your
Yes.
mind to be more
Yep.
open and not like put yourself in a box. I think that so many times like we put ourselves in this like little space and it's like this is where I have to be and I can't be anywhere else and I can't grow anywhere else. I can't change because this is who I am. So I
Yes.
love that so much.
Yes. Yeah. And that's just one little step that is like, even that step is a freaking game changer. And like you said, you're a human being. So thoughts are going to continue to come your way. It's just like, how aware are you of those thoughts so that you can shift them and invite in new thoughts and new
Hmm.
beliefs, right? You get to do that. And that places you back into control and into your power energetically. And then speaking of energetic, step number two is to decide what is your underlying energetic frequency. Is it in a state of lack? Is it in a state of nothing is working out for me? I'm not on the right path. This is so hard. I feel so uncertain. I'm not trusting, right? We have all of these frequencies coming in, self-doubt, imposter syndrome. What is in your underlying energetic frequency? When you can uncover that is when you can clean it up and when you can shift. Because what's important to know is that your manifestations flow into an open aura. In order for your aura to open, you get to become so solid in your energetic foundation, solid in your power, solid in your essence. And so when I say aura and an expanded aura, those frequencies of self-doubt, lack, disappointment, scarcity, not feeling enough, those frequencies, especially of trying, pushing, forcing, waiting, seeking, where the F is my manifestation, I'm trying so hard, those frequencies are literally collapsing your aura. And manifestations don't flow into a collapsed aura. They flow into an expanded aura. Okay. I want to get myself out of a collapsed aura, which is placing me in resistance, and I get to shift into a state of allowing. So the energies, the underlying frequencies that expand your aura are trust, ease, certainty, all knowingness. I am on the inevitable path. Everything is working out for me. I trust that and I believe in that because I trust myself. I believe in myself. I trust the universe. I am the motherfucking universe, right? And I
Hmm.
see myself. I see myself in all of my magic, all of my soul gifts, all of my magnificence. When you see yourself, that really expands your aura and that increases the absolute hell out of your self-worth. That's where unfuckable self-worth comes in. And we can go deeper into that if you want. That's when you see yourself, right?
Oh yeah.
Those frequencies shift everything.
I love that so much. And that like, oh, it kind of like gives me peace. Like, okay, like it's possible, for everyone to have that feeling.
Mhm.
What would you say is kind of like a step, a shift out of that, oh my gosh, like the uncertainty, and I don't know where it's coming, and I don't know, you know, into I trust myself, I trust the universe, even if like your current state is like doesn't, it's not what you want, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're wanting like the successful business, whatever, maybe
Mhm.
the relationship, you're not there yet, but like you want to be open to it. Is it just those kind of affirmations that you start like allowing yourself to play with, being open to
Mhm.
trusting yourself, and that's kind of where the next step is?
Mhm.
Okay.
It can be with affirmations. However, how I feel with affirmations is that if you don't truly believe in these affirmations that you're saying to yourself, then they're not going to shift anything.
Yeah.
So where can we go from there? Right? Where
Hmm.
can we go from there? And so most of us are unknowingly operating out of a state of resistance, subscribed to struggle, scarcity, lack. Most of us are feeling very uncertain and very just wobbly in our energetic foundation, right? And
Hmm.
this stems from because we'll be like, okay, everything is working out for me. I believe in myself. Everything is working. And then 5 seconds later, we'll go on Instagram, check who liked our most recent reel, and we're like, fuck, only 2 people like it. It's not working. Nothing is working. I have to burn my business to the ground, start all over. Right. And that's where we are wobbly in our energetic foundation because we are looking outside of us to tell us if we are doing enough, if we are worthy enough, if we are valuable enough. Right. And
Yeah.
so, what you get to do, of course, if you want to do affirmations, do them. I love affirmations. However, it's really important to first uncover your underlying energetic frequency and see, where am I energetically leaking my power? Where am I placing my worth, my value in the hands of others? Right. And so for me, it was okay, social media, excuse me, we're having a release. Social media, I would look on there and get upset. And I'm like, ooh, I'm leaking my energy. I'm placing my worth, my power outside of me and in the hands of those who are not liking my reel. Right.
Hmm.
And then sometimes we'll pull up our phone, look at our bank account. Oh, it's not the number I want to see. Now I feel shitty. Now I feel like I'm not doing enough with my life. Now I feel like I'm behind. That's another energetic leak that we're looking at outside of us to tell us how worthy we are, right?
Hmm. Yep.
If it's working or not. And so you get to see, where am I energetically leaking my power? Where am I placing my worth, my value in the hands of others? When I can journal on that, get really clear on that, is when I can clean up my energetic leaks and create new energetic standards for myself. When you create new energetic standards that seals up those energetic leaks, it calls back all of your power, all of your value, all of your worthiness, right? Because you chose to commit to that, because you're creating new standards for yourself. You're not looking outside of you for others to validate you anymore. You get to validate yourself and you get to see yourself.
I love that so much. That's like, it's like amazing. It's like so good because so many people, I think, are caught up in that, like looking outside of themselves in so many different ways, whether it's like social media or neighbors or family members. And they're almost like putting whatever thoughts, like that people have of them, they're just adapting to that. Like, oh, well,
Yes.
that's who I am because that's who
Yep.
this person says I am or that person says I am. And
Mhm.
also, I see that with people in their jobs and in their careers. They put their worth in their title or in their
Yep.
job description, and that like becomes who they are. And it's like,
Yep.
that's not you.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. I love that you said that. It's so true because you are not your job. You are not your career. You are not your relationship. You are not your bank account. You are not the number of followers on social media. You are none of those things. Those are all external of you, right? And we start to look at those and identify as them. And that was never who you are. You are who you are at your core, solid in your energy, solid in your essence. Somewhere along the way, we just forgot that and energetically placed our power outside of ourselves. And this is something that we learned growing up, either from our environment. We heard things from our parents that planted in our subconscious, right?
Mhm.
That turned into limiting beliefs. We looked at other people, how they're living their lives, and then compared ourselves to them, feeling like we were behind. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Behind. I'm not doing enough with my life. I didn't achieve enough. I'm not making enough money. I'm not married yet. I don't have kids yet. I don't have the house yet. And so many of us think that when we finally get the thing that we so desire, then we're going to be happy. Then we're going to be successful. And that's not what makes you happy. That doesn't bring in happiness. You get to be happy, whole, complete in who you are as you are,
Yeah.
right?
Like right
Then,
now, like
right
today.
now,
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Then things flow in. But we have that energetics of that backwards because we have that, what's that phrase? I'll believe it when I see it,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you're in that frequency of I'll believe it when I see it, what are you energetically in the frequency of? Waiting. You're just
Yeah.
waiting. And that's one of the frequencies that collapses your aura. So that phrase right there unknowingly places us in a state of resistance,
Yeah,
right?
that
So
makes sense.
yeah, instead of I'll believe it when I see it, how about I just effing believe it?
Yeah.
Regardless of the external. I get to choose to believe in my desire that it's on my way to me. I get to choose to believe in myself, regardless if the manifestation is in my external reality yet or not. I don't
Mhm.
have to wait for it. I get to feel fucking good now.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And it's like you get to choose who you want to be in this life, right? Like it's like you get to choose what kind of mom you want to be, what kind of wife you want to be, what kind of friend you want to be. And
Mhm.
so for me, it's like thinking through, well, how would that person show up in this moment, and really thinking through it that simply has really helped me. Just
Yes.
kind of like release anything that maybe that I thought, were limiting beliefs in the past. It's like that
Mhm.
maybe that's not me anymore. Like
Right.
I get to start over fresh every single day if I want.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly. It's so true. And then giving yourself grace, right? We're like, okay, I get to choose how I want to feel. And then all of a sudden something happens and we're like, fuck, and get so frustrated and beat ourselves up and blame and shame ourselves. And it's like, wait a second, I don't need to do that anymore. I can just honor this feeling that I'm having, this experience that I'm having. I signed up for this. My soul signed up for this to have this human experience. Let's just honor
yeah.
it, give it space to breathe, and then move on with my day when I'm ready.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean anything about you unless you give it a meaning.
Yeah. Oh, I love that so much. And then, it makes me think I have three kiddos and you have a son, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Then it makes me think like, how do we not program our kids? You know what I mean? To like
Yes.
have that same experience and
Mhm.
and be an adult and be thinking like having to reprogram, so I'm
Yep.
very always cautious of like what am I saying? I don't want to be saying something that's then going to become like a thing for them. So
Yeah.
any advice on that or how you're navigating that?
Mhm. It's funny, actually. How long ago was this? I think when Jack was like, let's say 6 months old, I started a new morning ritual where this is like, I forget when I was introduced to Abraham Hicks, but I would listen to that in the car. And then I was like, wait a second, let's add this in the background while Jack's here. Right. And these are concepts that he gets to learn. These are concepts that get to be
Yes.
implanted in his subconscious. So since he was 6 months old, every single morning, when we're eating breakfast, I have that on in the background. And I'm just like, these are teachings, these are lessons, these are laws of the universe right? Like choosing to
Yeah.
feel happy, joyful now in this moment that is being implanted in his subconscious. I love that. And that's so simple. It's so
Hmm.
simple to go on YouTube, put on a quick 15-minute Abraham Hicks. And now that he's older, there's like cartoon versions of it. And sometimes he'll just watch it. And I'm like, I don't really care that you're watching this because you're receiving these messages and these
Yeah.
laws of the universe. So that's a really simple way because I enjoy listening to that. And
Hmm.
just because he's there in the room with me doesn't mean like, oh, this isn't quote unquote kid friendly. He's not going to like this. That's not true.
Yeah.
It's everybody friendly.
Absolutely. I love that so much. Yeah, I'm always listening to podcasts and different things in the
Mhm.
car with the kids, and I
Yep.
can see them picking up little nuggets here and there. But I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm still working on myself. I'm still
Yes.
reprogramming myself. You know what I mean? And I think that in a way that's helpful too because they're seeing me, go through it, stumble, play, be open, and
Yep.
they're like, "Okay, I can do that too." But in a way I'm
Yes.
like I don't want them to have to like go through the reprogramming and the, oh wait, I should,
Mhm.
but it's a lot. It's like, oh my gosh.
It is. And I totally hear you because there was one day where I was like, oh my God, there are so many things I could easily say that I'm carrying from my childhood that I'm reprogramming now that I could be implanting in his subconscious and I don't want to. Right.
Yeah.
And I kind of like overthought it and I was like, this is really hard. And then I took a second and I was like, okay, like you're having this feeling of motherhood is hard. Let's honor that.
Yeah.
And let's come back to awareness. Right. If I'm becoming aware of my thoughts, then that also means I'm becoming aware of how I am speaking, how I am
Mhm.
communicating to others, what I am sharing, what I am teaching. And if I say something and I'm like, ooh, I don't really like how that's going to land with him. Like I
Mhm.
see that kind of rooted in my old subconscious programming. Okay, we're aware. So now we can shift it. Let me say it a different way to him. And it's okay because I'm
Mhm.
honoring that I'm a human and your kids see that. And what I want to share with you on that note of how you said, I'm like working on myself. That's beautiful. And your kids see that, right? So you're paving the path for them that it's really awesome to work on yourself when we get to celebrate that. And they're
Mhm.
seeing like, oh my God, mom's doing the inner work and look how she feels. Look how she's shifting. Let's celebrate that. That feels so good. Instead of for us, we're like, not always, but sometimes in our adulthood, we're like, I feel this from some of my clients. They're like, yeah, I'm working on myself, and have so much shame around it. It's not
Mhm.
shameful. It's like working on yourself and doing the inner work and having the shifts calls for a fucking celebration. So let's
Yeah.
celebrate that and let's show our kids that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's like I think in this life, we're always growing, we're
Mhm.
always learning and being open to
Yes.
that no matter, what age you are, I think is so important. And
Mhm.
and you're changing, you're going to be a different person in 5 years because you're going to have experiences that change you and you're going to grow and you're going to learn. And so I think that that's so important to just give yourself that permission to own it,
Yes.
and love
Yes.
yourself in the stage you're in. I think that that is also a learning, but
Yes.
loving yourself at each stage and knowing that, like, okay, I'm trying something new or I'm doing this thing that's scary, like, but I'm still gonna love the stage that I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
which can be
Yes.
really hard.
It can be hard. It can be. And then it's also like, and it's okay. I'm accepting myself. And acceptance is such a game changer.
Yeah.
Acceptance is when you can just be like, it's okay. And when you accept yourself in all stages of your life, in every moment, it's like, I'm literally taking a deep breath of acceptance. I feel the shift. I'm shifting out of resistance and into allowing just by simply accepting myself, accepting the moment, accepting what's going on. There's
Yeah,
no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It just is.
absolutely. Oh, I love that so much. I think that when we give ourselves that grace to just embrace who you fully are,
Yeah.
genuinely, like as a person, all of the things, it's amazing what can happen. And
Mhm.
you're like giving other people that permission and that freedom to be themselves around you, which
Yes.
I feel that, I know that like if I used to think like I'm so weird and I got these quirks and all the things and what I would almost like hide that because I'm
Yep.
like, ooh, like that's not gonna land well. And
Yep.
I stopped hiding several
Yep.
years ago and I've really enjoyed life so much more because I'm like,
Yeah.
I get to enjoy what I want to enjoy and be who I want to be, regardless of what anybody thinks or says. And it's like you said, unapologetically
Yes.
yourself. Like it's
Yep.
beautiful. And it does like it just the guards are down, the walls come down and people can be their true selves around you.
Yes. Yes. It's that energetic permission slip. Ooh, I love that you did that and had that shift. And
Yes.
it's so funny. I growing up, I felt weird too. I was called weird.
Yeah.
My personal opinion is anything other than weird is so fucking boring. It's so
Yes.
boring.
I agree. And I tell my kids that too. I'm like, there's no such thing as normal. Like
Mhm.
that's like not a thing. Perfect's not a thing. Like because we try as a society to just be normal and be,
Yep.
in this one little thing and it's like, no, that's not natural. Like that's
Yes.
not okay. Everybody has their weird things, Everybody's weird in their own ways and that's what's beautiful.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, when I see myself in all of my weirdness, instead of hiding myself, hiding my magic, hiding my like silly side, sassy, sexy side, when I see myself and let her be seen and shared with the world, it's like that's when magic happens.
Yes. Yes, because it's like it's aligned. You're aligned in your
Exactly.
values, you're aligned in your spirit, and it's
Yeah.
just like, here I am. I'm not
Yes.
hiding anything. So it's been so cool.
Yep.
So
That's
amazing.
the unapologetically aligned.
Yeah,
It's freeing.
it is really freeing.
Mhm.
Okay, well, this has been so good. I feel like I could talk to you for hours because I'm just like, I love your energy, and I'm like, it just fires me up.
Yes.
What advice would you have for, the woman out there that is feeling stuck? Like
Mhm.
they want to move past all of the thoughts and all of it's becoming these beliefs of themselves and they can't get unstuck and they have all the excuses of why they can't, XYZ. Um, Kind of what would you give them? What advice would you give them to just start moving in that right next direction?
Yes. So it's almost like in this moment right now, what is it without worrying about if I do this, will this outcome happen? If I focus on this, will I receive this? Because when we are in that state, we feel paralyzed with overwhelm where we can't move forward, right? Because we're worried about the next step. We're worried about what's going to happen. We're worried about the future. And so, truthfully, the only moment that matters is the present moment. That is the only effing moment that matters. And so, what I want to ask you, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling stagnant, it's like, what allows you to feel joyful, to feel happy, to feel free, to feel lit up? Maybe it's just going outside and playing with your kids. Maybe it's going for a walk by yourself. Maybe it's going for a drive. Maybe it's buying a new book and just getting lost in the book, right? Maybe
Mhm.
it's adult coloring book. I don't know. What makes you feel alive, free, happy, joyful? Because that is the part of you, the piece of you that we have disconnected ourselves from. That's your soul essence. That's the truth of who you are. And so many of us have been operating out of our safety identity to be perceived a certain way, right? And it's like,
Yes.
this is when we tend to lose ourselves and we feel so effing stuck and we can't move forward in our lives. So, truthfully, what makes you feel lit the F up in who you are? There's no judgment, there's no worrying, there's no like, is this going to bring me a certain result or outcome? There's none of that. You just get to focus on feeling effing good. What makes me feel good? When you focus on that, is when you come into alignment. When you're in alignment, you are connected deeply to source. That's when you really open up your aura and you receive intuitive hits. You receive downloads, you receive nuggets of wisdom. Most of the time, those nuggets of wisdom are telling you what your next step is. That's called a soul aligned action step. From there is when you can move forward. So instead of waiting for someone else to tell you what is the next best move for you in your life, just focus on what feels effing good. Maybe get quiet, shut down the external, allow yourself to come within internally and allow yourself to receive. Because those soul aligned action steps, that's going to tell you your next step is waiting to come in. You just have been looking outside of you for everyone else to tell you what to do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so good. That's so good. And I feel like I needed to hear that right now. Like I'm like, it's beautiful. And I need to be reminded of that because I can get
Yeah.
in those states of like
Yep.
just take like because this has been like my year of bravery and I'm taking messy action. And so sometimes it's like for me, it's like all about the action. Like I gotta go, 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 go. And I'm like, what's the
Mm-hmm.
next thing? Ooh, I'm kind of scared to do this. So I gotta do it. Like, and
Yep.
that's great. But then I gotta take a step back and remember to be in the moment and to feel the joy right now
Yep.
and
Mm-hmm.
not just be in such constant go, go, go phase,
Mm-hmm.
without taking a breath.
Yeah.
So that's so important.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe that was channeled through for you.
I think it was because I'm like, I needed to hear that. Like and
Yeah.
I do love me some adult coloring books. So
There we go.
yes. Well, oh my gosh. Well, let us know where we can find you, connect with you, and work with you.
Yes. So I hang out on Instagram mostly. So you can come into my world on Instagram at @the_badass_babe. And then right now, open for enrollment is the Abundant AF Academy, which is the trifecta of energetics, just like we were talking about money mindset, manifestation principles, and laws of the universe to allow you to step into your inherent wealth and limitless prosperity now. It's a totally new way of being. Oh, it is so good. So if you're like, yes, girl, manifestation is for me, I'm calling it abundance, I'm calling it money. Abundant AF Academy is for you. And that's open right now.
Oh, I love it so much. Oh, so good. I feel like we all need it, Like we all need to feel that way and to feel good every day about ourselves. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
everything. This conversation has been so great, and I can't wait to just stay connected with you.
Yes, you too, my love. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.